her before these idiots kill her. tracks. next to the resort. I'm not dying today. Too fucking close.
don't know what the deal is with, you know, but like, obviously these fucking people like capturing people, but for what cause and to what end? I don't really know what the deal is with them. I mean, what are they capturing these people for? Why do they need slaves, and why would the slaves listen to them? Doesn't it just, I mean, obviously they would listen to them because of the fact that they probably have a gun to their head, but still, it seems like it would be more of a disservice. Because now they have not only the infected to worry about, but they have slaves that they captured to worry about. It's a little odd. Very odd to think about it. I don't really know how it's of any help to them. And, well, anyway, let's just keep pushing forward. It looks like some scavenging material. There's a dead body. I think there's a note attached to it, maybe? Yeah. Well, not to the body, but to the barrel next to it. Hey Rattlers, it's Mackenzie. I'm out. I'm free. My husband died picking your fucking tomatoes. We aren't some lonely stragglers. I will be back with others. Your time is coming. That's from Mackenzie. But it looked like Mackenzie died, didn't it? Doesn't it? I wonder, is that a woman's corpse? Yep. Looks like a woman to me. But it could be a man with long hair. I don't know. Overall, let's see. Body. It can be a man or a woman. Hold on. It's hard. I can't really see the face. It's a woman, I think. But it's apparently a rattler. So it must have died by Mackenzie. Mackenzie must have killed the rattler and left the note there as a forewarning. I guess it's just in case she doesn't make it back. At least the note was there to let them know that I'm free, go fuck yourself. Basically kind of note, right? Because there's no guarantee that she'll come back. Like I said, in order to understand the artifacts, you know, all the documents, you'll have to pick up almost every single one. And then you could finally put it all together. Generally it ties into the story in some way, shape or form, but it's not always subtle. What can we make? Oh, nice. Certainly worth making, actually. If we can get the upgrade, we'd be able to make more than just one, though, I think. Yeah, detonates on impact, dealing massive damage. So it looks like there are 3 different types. There's moderate damage, heavy damage, and massive damage. Massive is probably 100%, moderate 50%, and normal would probably be, I guess, probably 25, quarter. The reason why I say percentages is because everything is in percentages. But 25% of 20, because all normal health goes by in segments of 20. So each of those bars is 20 HP. So 20, 40, 50, 60. She has 80 HP. Ellie. So let's see. 25% of 20 does 5 damage on average. I guess it's about right. Yeah, that's about right. Because 50% on 20 would be 10, which again is about right. Any headshot would then double the damage, so you do times 2, and it would do a full segment. Same thing with a strike or fatal or headshot. Let's see, because headshots always do multiplies it by 2, and then massive would be 100%. 100% of 20 is 20. Heavy damage. Heavy damage is 15. But remember, that's per bullet, so. Then there's also regular damage and there's silent damage. So silent strike, silent shots, and normal shots. They go by different things, you know. There's a whole bunch of different types of like I'm still trying to figure it all out, to be honest, but there's also stealth kills, which is skills, which could be done by a silent kill, a stealth kill. There's a whole bunch of different things. It's a plus 50% flame radius on that. Indoor. Explosives, precision, stealth, and crafting. She starts out with survival, I think. Explosives, precision. I'm just looking forward to doing another playthrough, actually, at this point. Second playthroughs of good games are always necessary, I think. Seems that way. And now I know that we'll be playing two different characters, so it makes it a lot more, you know, sensible. I think we have to go underneath the fence. Since everything is basically in quarters, whether it be material or it comes to increasing damage and or stability, accuracy, etc. It's always percentages. But there are primary attributes to things. You know, they don't talk about it constantly though. Like this is the submachine gun, right? And I think it holds up to 20. It's another thing too, is capacity. Highest is gonna be 20. Other than the flamethrower, which goes up to 100. But you won't get anything higher than 100. And in normal circumstances, capacity will only go up to about, like I said, the most 20. You'll ever really see it go up to 20. I don't really know how this works, this weapon though, to be honest. Alright, we're gonna have to go across here, I think. Let's see. Is it on Chrome? Yeah. Alright, we're gonna soon have a workbench, but I don't see what point it is. We don't have enough shit for it. Got the slave note. We got the journal entry. Because this place has 2 artifacts, a trading card, a journal entry, and a workbench. We got a journal entry, and we got an artifact. Coming up next will be a workbench. It'll be near a chained up runner. But we have to kill rattlers first. So once we interact with the fence, there's gonna be a shit ton of rattlers about. I guess put the light off since they can sense light, humans. I guess make sure all your weapons are loaded. Revolver needs to be loaded. Let's see, this does heavy damage, so each shot should probably do each shot will probably do 15, I guess. 15 points of damage. To find out exactly how much HP or health specific characters have, you'll have to look. Anything that's stunned will take twice as much damage. So therefore, times 2, it would take 30 damage. It does half as much damage if you aim for the legs and not the body. So you would just divide it by 2, and you'd basically more or less only be doing 7 damage, or about 7 to 8 damage, points of damage. Which is about right. But remember, by aiming their legs, you can permanently stun them. And a permanent stun is basically crippling them. Paralysis. Which means permanently will take extra damage. Which means every shot you dish them will deal double damage. Twice as much. Which therefore pays to aim for the legs. Although I don't know if a shotgun would be the job for that. And if you've gotten the increase on damage for the shotgun, you should do a full 20 points per hit. If you've gotten the damage upgrade. So, in other words, it would do 20 points of damage on regular. 20 points. Which isn't bad, actually. Times 2. That would bring you to about doing 40 damage per hit. Headshots are automatic kills, though, remember. If you get the damage upgrade, you'll notice it says 25% increase on damage. It just means it does massive damage now. What else? Let's see, there's also... Because I think you start out with 60 health, right? So 25% of 60 would be 75. Is that about right? Yeah, seems like it. Trying to look here. This game should have had a player's guide that would have really been helpful. I miss the player's guides. Games used to come with player's guides. They don't make them anymore. But they were really nice to have. If I go to tutorials, they don't even give you half of the things that you need to know. That's the problem. This is only some of the stuff. Stunned enemies can be grabbed and are vulnerable to strike attacks. They only give you some stuff, honestly. Like, you know. But it would help to know everything in combat related, you know? Like, how is surprised enemies, you know, how that differs from a non-surprised enemy. You know, what's the difference between surprised and stunned? What's the difference between temporary stun and permanent stun? Or distraction and surprise? You know, there's differences, a lot of differences. But they don't really tell you, at least, like, you know, they don't tell you enough, in other words. you can go to combat accessibility, but it still doesn't, you know. Apparently, by turning these settings on, we agree that Sony Interactive Entertainment may receive the use of data about the settings you have selected for the exclusive purpose of analytics and improvement of accessibility features. That's actually a good thing. The only thing I put on was enhanced dodging because the regular dodge is a fucking joke. You know, you just notice the difference between a regular dodge and enhanced dodge. Reduced enemy accuracy and perception should only be relevant on infected, because they are obviously fucking like walking morons. So it only makes sense to have reduced perception and accuracy if they're covered in cordyceps. You know? I mean, think about it. They really can't see. So of course they're gonna have reduced accuracy. And that just comes default with the regular normal playthrough. Although I don't think it should apply for alive enemies. But again, this comes with the difficulty, the normal difficulty. And even if you turn on enhanced dodge, it won't change anything. Like, it doesn't change it to custom difficulty. It stays moderate. Navigational, this is another thing that won't change much if you put it on enhanced listen mode. Utilizing it is actually really helpful when you're using it for items. And again, it doesn't change anything. But there are certain things that will change if you fuck with it too much. Motion blur. Try to keep it in the middle, I guess. Again, I think you should just keep it in the middle. Because, adjusting the field of view of the third-person camera, but this also decreases the value, makes the field of view narrow. So if it makes it narrow, you won't be able to see as much ahead. But increasing it makes the field of view wider. I'll put that on a 3. I in fact like camera distance. Dolly zoom, I don't really know what that means or what it is. What the fuck dolly zoom is. Unfortunately, I don't really know. And if you're gonna go with HUD color white, you may want to have it darkened, because or else it's gonna be hard to tell how much HP you've lost, etc. Is it a clicker? It is. I think it is a clicker. Danger colors could be either red or orange. I like that one. Let me see. You can go with orange, or we can go with red. What do you think is better, I wonder? Options. Let me have red. Could go with red. I think red is probably better. Stick with red. A Shambler note? When do we get a Shambler note? There's a new infected out there. Looks like something made it halfway to a bloater and took a turn. Ugly motherfucker. Maybe all the rain around here caused a mutation. No idea. It was slow, so I put it down easy. But when I went to check it out, all these pustules on it exploded. Whole right side of my body is burned. Some kind of acid. If you see one of these things shambling towards you, stay back. That is what they look like. Not a bad artist, I have to say. That looks like the backside, maybe? I was thinking of an idea for an infected that they actually don't have. What do you call it? Draggers or grabbers, something like that. Infected where their bodies have come to the point where they can't really walk because they have cordyceps fungus on the bottom part of their body, leaving them helpless, and they have to sort of drag themselves across the floor. Their main tactic would be to grab you, you know, pretending to be dead on the ground. I mean, it's actually not a bad idea. They kind of are like stalkers, except they can't walk, so therefore they have fungus, or at least a mutation on their arms, and have extended what do you call it, they have like these tendrils on their bodies from the cordyceps, and it could sort of wrap around you and choke you out. Think about that. A dragger. And dragger is actually, there was a Greek thing called a draugr, a Greek undead enemy called the draugr, so there has some, you know, some history behind calling something a dragger. Because they can't walk, so once they are awoken, or if they are even sleeping, they do have some sense of eyesight. Oftentimes they appear as if they're dead. The only times they start to utilize their tendrils is when they are awakened, or when you walk near one. And they generally will try to grab you by the leg and make you fall on the ground, thus awaking more, or alerting other infected. Basically, the bottom part of their body is a fucking mess, similar to the head and top part of a bloater. I mean, a shambler. Then the other part of the body looks similar to that of a stalker, except it has long arms, because it relies on its arms a lot, and therefore its arms are generally very powerful. Because it uses its arms to, you know, grab victims unbeknowingly. in terms of the face, they look similar to that of a stalker. Because some are stalkers can no longer walk. I'm actually drawing one out right now. It's actually a really good idea. I mean, I don't see them stopping at 2 installments. That's the thing. So I can definitely see them being a 3rd installment. Generally they do that. It's called a trilogy. 2 installments just doesn't seem to sound right. It's actually not a bad idea. They rely on their arms, and then they have, again, like I said, these tendrils that sort of come out. They act as mushrooms, I guess, sort of like fungus that wraps around you to choke you out. Specifically from the bottom part of their body. And I'm sure if you saw the Rat King, you'd probably see some of those like weird hairs growing from it, because fungus can grow tendrils. Pretty much. We haven't seen it utilized yet, that idea. I would like to see it utilized to a higher degree. And it's actually a pretty good idea. Something that has to drag itself along. Of course, once you... it's not going to be dragging around until you awaken it or walk near it. Other than that, it just sort of stays in place, immobile, trying to lure its victims out by pretending to be dead. Because it oftentimes looks like a bloater. A dead bloater. That's what it looks like when it's lying on the ground. It could mask itself as a dead bloater. Or a dead infected, period. Because of the arms and the way the infection spread on the bottom part of the body, seems to make it look like it's a bloater that's just lying down on the ground dead. Something I sort of made up on my own. And I would like to see something like that in the future, because it's a really, really good idea. You know? Something that, again, plays dead, but ultimately is actually just a tactic, because they don't really walk much. They just sort of drag themselves along. With the ability to use tendrils from their bodies to choke you and, well, kill you, ultimately. And they can also use their arms to trip you. It would just be an interesting idea for something that would be like an advanced or mutated version of a stalker. Because just like stalkers, they have high intelligence. Because they're basically stalkers with mutation, with a mutated bottom half, similar to the Shambler. Like, imagine a stalker, but it has a bunch of pulsates on the bottom of his body, so he doesn't really have legs anymore. Other than that, it's been replaced with a bunch of pulsates and, like, tendrils. That can sort of bind you out and wrap around your body. Pretty horrific if you think about it. I was thinking about how I should go about, you know, when I was illustrating it, and I was like, the stalker would probably be the best idea.
Come on, you can do it. Just a little closer, buddy.
Leave him alone. I can't feel anything.
Fuck that. I promised him I'd do this soon. Bet you wish you
Start searching. We're not alone.
The fuck is that?
I'll check it out.
Go. Watch your back.
You see how, did you see that? When I stunned him, right? I aimed for the bottom, which was the legs. And then right after doing that, my hit was highlighted red. Because even though I wasn't aiming for the head, it was a fatal hit because of the fact that he was stunned.
Yeah, got it.
Observe.
Motherfucker!
See? I didn't aim for the head there, I just aimed for anything. Once you stun them, or you could aim anywhere on the body and the highlight will be red. Watch. See how it's red? Red means kill shot. Dead. And we have an axe too that will probably, is it a hatchet? I think. Looks like a hatchet. Tomahawk actually, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was about to say that doesn't look like an axe or a fucking hatchet. It's a tomahawk. I'm gonna make another one of these. I think we have more enemies around though, I'm pretty sure we do. And for the most part, I do not, I don't scan for enemies, I only scan for items. It should allow you to turn one of those options off, so you could only scan for one or the other, but that's up to you. It would just help analytics more. Because I only use the scan items, I don't use scan enemies. It's kind of cheap if you're going to scan for enemies. I don't see the point in that. Where's the surprise, you know? Look, there's one. But I had to utilize my shit for that, you know? Let's get a scope out. There's one enemy up there, but we're gonna have to be able to see. Alright, he's gone. I could have used exploding arrows, but fuck it. I think so. What the fuck is this motherfucker? I wouldn't rest easy yet. But basically that was my idea though, is to have something lying on the ground. It looks like it's dead, but lo and behold, it's not dead. I'd like to see an infected that plays dead, you know? The closest thing we've gotten to that so far are probably wall stalkers. And I guess it was the wall stalker that ultimately kinda gave me the idea. But more or less, not just that, but also the fact that I think we need more infected. At least another one. I consider the wall stalker to be a new type of infected, but I think we're due for at least one more new type of infected, a different type of mutation, similar to what we have seen already. A mutation somewhere within the phases of a stalker and a clicker. But the clicker, it seems as if the fungus completely grew around their head, What if it went the other direction due to some sort of mutation? We have the bloater, and the explanation for that is simple. The water or whatever like that caused what would normally make a clicker, but it seems that a clicker was mutated, and instead of going into a bloater, it changed the clicker into a shambler. Because that's what a shambler is. It's actually a clicker, but the fungus around its head, that shielded its head, turned into pulsates, basically, allowing it to give its vision back, and basically filling those sacs up with, like, I think it's corrosive gas. Sacs, basically, those sacs around its face. Because basically, it would have normally been, what do you call it, fucking, just like what you would see normally, right, but like, what would a bloater turn into, right, if it continued to live? That's a different type of mutation. It wouldn't turn into what would a shambler turn into if it were to continue living? That mutation can lead to a rise into a whole different direction. If the bloater is the final stage, and we all know what a bloater looks like, right? So a bloater has the face of a clicker, but like, we both know that clickers is the normal route for the infection, and shamblers are a alternative mutation, so it's a different route. So what would happen if the shambler were to continue to live as long as a bloater? What would it turn into? It wouldn't turn into a bloater, because a bloater is basically a fucking jacked up clicker, basically, but it's completely deaf and blind, for more or less. If you ever looked up close, a bloater's got the same face, or style at least. It's got the armored cordyceps head, that just like a clicker. And a bloater wouldn't develop. A shambler wouldn't develop into that. It just wouldn't make any sense for a shambler to develop into a bloater. But it does seem to be like it would be something different, that would have more to do with the corrosive sacs on its body. It may be like a bloater, but with more sacs, less shield, less armor, more pulsate sacs on its body. Like, in other words, like, seems like to me like a bloater is very aggressive and has a lot of shielding, but not a lot of pulsate sacs, just a few. And that's on the sort of on the side of their thigh. Generally, they have a few pulsates coming out, but that's about it. Bloaters would have a lot more if they had developed from shamblers, and thus maybe in the next game, or if they ever come out with a DLC for this game, they could show you what kind of things have developed down here. Because you would think the world, the world over entirely, there's got to be different types of mutations, not just the shambler. The shambler is one mutation due to the rain, heavy exposure to the rain and moisture. But what about heavy exposure to the sun? What could that cause? But in other words, what kind of mutations could we see closer to the equator. And that's why I can only help but think that there's going to be a third game, because it just seems to make sense. We haven't really discovered or really did any little to no exploration in this, southern part of the game's world. The post-apocalyptic world, but South America. It would be a very interesting setting to have you going through Mexico, Colombia, Brazil. That would be pretty dope. With it ending, obviously, maybe to go across from South America to get over to, I don't know, Europe, maybe? That's where the ending would be, I guess. But The Last of Us 3, if they have a third one, should definitely take place in South America. Map of South America.
These pictures should match.
It just seems to make a lot of sense, that's all. That the third game would obviously have us, controlling and exploring the southern hemisphere. With primary areas being probably, as I said before, starting in Mexico and maybe Colombia and Brazil, and then after that, I would say Brazil would be probably like, the most. Mexico, Colombia, and Brazil mainly. Seems to make sense. I would definitely like to see it. Because it also makes sense as a third game, because of the fact that we didn't, that we also know that the disease actually started in South America, so for the game to end there would seem like a good place to stop it, I would definitely say like Panama, San Jose, the Amazon for the most part. Georgetown. You could, I guess, go to Santiago. You would think there might be like a QZ there, possibly. Then you got Panama. And Mexico is its own country, which it's, I would think it'd start there. It all depends on where it starts and who we're controlling. I wouldn't even mind controlling a completely different character in the third one. Maybe a Spanish guy. Maybe somebody who's from Argentina. Seems to make sense. I'm just trying to make it to America, maybe? You'd have to come up with the story, but it just seems to make sense to have somebody coming from Santiago and then maybe heading, you know, across the Mexican border. But who am I to say, right? Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Let's see what else we can find before we use a workbench. Seems like there's a lot of good stuff around. Explosives? Hells yeah. If they were to come out with a third game though, which I think they definitely should, but I haven't finished this one yet, so I wouldn't know yet, but it just seems like a trilogy would be the best way to go. Because it gives them an ample amount of time. Maybe they might want to do a little further into the future to see what happens. It seems like a good idea to finish it off with a trilogy. And personally, if they are going to make a trilogy, I think it should have something to do with a completely different character. Not Ellie and not Abby, just a completely different character. I would say, if anything, maybe a Spanish character. One who is a middle-aged guy, you know, like about maybe in his 30s, like Manny. You know, he's a good example. Somebody similar to that, making it completely different than anything we've seen before in the first two installments. And it can focus more on the outbreak itself. Maybe the guy is a grandfather or a father that was around during the outbreak. Taking place in the year 2050 something. I don't know why it comes to mind, but 2054. Main character would probably be in his 30s, between 30 and 40. Meaning that he was probably born during... He's between 30 and 40 years old, and it's the year 2054. Let's say he's 34. That means 2054. He wasn't around during the outbreak, but his father would have been around during the outbreak. Be interesting to control a flashback, maybe, of the father of the main character. I don't know, Juan. You know, maybe the main character's name is Juan. Let's just say, right? And let's say the father is Federico. They call him Fred. That would be his father. Well, Jose, I don't know. Think of a name. Eduardo. I like the name Juan, though, for the main character. I would love to see how, on Outbreak Day, what it was like in South America, since it originated there. Maybe he worked for one of the distribution plants of cacao, you know, or, you know, one of the food stuffs that goes to America, which would be cacao, coffee, and among other things. pineapples and stuff like that, but that's not as popular as cacao and or caffeine like coffee. Looks like a good amount of shit to loot. Honestly, that's the most useful thing, I think, is the item sonar. And a health patch. 20 health. Let's see what else we got. I would then also think about adding in new collectibles and release it for the PlayStation 5, obviously. But during these times, it might be a good idea to be working on cross compatibility, because not everybody's going to be able to get their hands on a PS5 because of the times we're living in. So right now I know for a fact that a lot of big companies are going to be working on cross compatibility for the time being. Even Square Enix, and they're a pretty big company. They don't have plans on making any PS5 exclusives yet. Anything they make for the PS5 will have cross compatibility with the PS4. Because even the PS4, for that matter, is hard to even get your hands on it during this time. Or it's really expensive. There's a lot of shit. Obviously because of the COVID. But Last of Us Part 2 just seems to be missing something in terms of a finish. Like a good close. Maybe this one dude heard of, you know, there being a girl that can cure the sick. What was that? Prepare for the worst. Oh, because I discovered it, didn't I? It means you discovered every workbench. What else we got? Anything else? Trying to see. Because how much do I have? I only have 30 parts anyway. I don't really know what I could do with 30 parts. Grab it and then put it down. I may want to replace the baton with something that's more powerful, but again, I'm just spitballing here. The most useful stuff I've found so far, the most useful item anyway, was the baton. But I'm gonna probably go with the tomahawk. If I know where the fuck it went. Why did I even grab that anyway? I had to find the tomahawk. There was a tomahawk. Where'd it go? Wasn't it over here? That was the first time I ever saw a tomahawk. Now I gotta look around for it, I think. It's a pretty dope item. If I could find the fucking tomahawk, I would grab it. Where would it be? Didn't we come from this end? Also, not to mention, if the third game is in South America, it would be a completely different, you know, tone in terms of what we've done in the past two games. You know, environmental, the theme in general would be completely different. Where in the world is that tomahawk? It's gone. If it is gone, I'm gonna have to restart encounter because I'm not gonna just allow that to go completely gone, like that would be sucky. I wanted to take that. Oh, there it is. Yeah, let's grab that shit, bro. That's a tomahawk, and tomahawks. That's combat built. Not to mention, if we renew it, we got ourselves a pretty damn good weapon there. Yeah, that's what's up. Look at that. Tomahawks are dope. Better than a baton, I know that. Is that a chained runner? Or is it a chain runner, or what is that? I don't really know if that's a runner or not. I mean, could just be a slave. There's no indications of it being a runner. Actually, yeah, it is a runner. Look at the skin. Yeah, it's a runner. And blade. It's a 2x4, or is it another Tomo? It's, what is this? That's got to be an axe, but not as good as a tomahawk, I don't think. Full on shotgun ammo. If we got enough, we should make explosive arrows. That would be nice. Yep. Explosive arrows, which does massive damage. It's surprising there's nothing in the bathrooms here. There's usually always something in a bathroom. Some of the greatest things we found were in bathrooms. It could also be possible to have an open world for the next game. Or semi-open, anyway. I think it would be cool to add in a few more aspects, new collectives, new scavenging material. You know, to build up some more interesting stuff here. Only 9 parts, that sucks. 9 parts, that's gonna give me 39, that's not enough. Well, it's certainly not enough. Look, there's gotta be stuff up here, bro. And I'm gonna go and see if I can find it. There we go, that's what's up. Rifle, ammo, 3. Another 12 parts. It's really helpful though, the item sonar. The enemy sonar, I wouldn't bother using that. That seems kind of cheap. Huh. But this isn't cheap, I don't think. The item sonar is actually pretty useful. And given our run with the Rat King, I could definitely see more prominent boss fights. And we've actually had a pretty good amount of boss fights in this game. More so than ever before, actually. Let's load. Lock and load. Make a silencer. That would help. And I think that's all we got up here. Get over there. What's that? Could indicate our end here though, I'm not sure. But it looks like there's a shit ton of items over here. And unfortunately, I'm afraid that we really don't have a lot of stuff at the moment. Oh, the trading card. Spark Dug. Nice. Flip it. 80 brawn and 40 brain. Maxwell Morgan. The new dogs. He's a villain. Capable of both absorbing and delivering giant bolts of electricity. Okay, this masked enforcer uses his power for everything. From petty theft and racketeering to high-level assassinations for the new dogs. Once a professional wrestler of some renown, a freak accident after a publicity stunt gone wrong left him with these powerful new abilities and a mind ravaged by constant electrical shocks. His extreme fear of water suggests a potential weakness, though no one has successfully exploited this possibility yet. Yeah. But again, it seems as if he uses his powers for everything from petty theft and racketeering to high-level assassinations. And how is he a villain? I've heard of a spark plug, but never a spark dug. Alright, well, let's see what we have here. Spark dug. Oh, I hate that. It's so annoying. House on the side has some loot. There's a clicker pool, whatever the fuck that means. We should be okay, I think. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, we got a blade here. Swapping ammo. How much do we have here? 51 parts, okay. If we could find more parts, that would be nice. Doesn't seem like we can't go back that way, so seems like it's open to letting us go. there's nothing over here, though, but there's some stuff over here. Alcohol, a canister, a rag. A lead pipe? Okay. Don't need a lead pipe though. More bindings. Only have a binding though. 0.50. What is that noise? Hear that? Music playing. Man. Damn, I gotta piss. Why do I have to piss again? I just pissed. I think that's about it. So let's go to the workbench and see what we could do with 50 parts. Maybe we could do something with it. Who knows? What's that? Oh, this lead pipe. The tomahawk's better. Alright, let's go back this way and, like I said, utilize cards. Utilize the parts we do have, I guess, right? So that'll be over here. Let's see. Alright, looks like we could do some stuff. The thing I really want to do though is a scope. Revolver. Revolver does high damage, so. The toughie. Let's see. Stability, 40% stability. Minus 25% recoil and 35% stability. See, if you look at damage here, right? It will say 25%. Stability on this is pointless. It only costs you 40, I guess. I don't think it's worth it. 40% deduction on recoil and 35% stability. I probably wouldn't go for that. The revolver is a good idea though, maybe. Only because we do not have there's no scope for the revolver. It does high damage. Long range, mid-range revolver. Yeah, let's go with the stability for a revolver, I guess. Because it also deducts recoil as well. That works. Because this thing has a lot of weapon sway, so increasing the stability for this really help. Alright. Six shots, I believe, yeah. This, though, I don't know if it matters that much. Reload speed matters a lot, though, but that's about it. Alright, looks like we're ready to continue forward. We're looking for a Rattler's letter, though. We'll be going to another mansion shortly. Jesus, I gotta really pee, bro. I gotta piss so bad. Not yet. I would like to make sure we got everything we needed to get. Did we get everything we needed to get? Can we, like, hop across? Yep.
It's all around building. There it is.
That must be where they keep the slaves.
Fuck all these assholes.
Yeah, I gotta piss, bro. Hold on 1 second. Anyway, yeah, no matter how you look at it, though, I think the third installment for this franchise, you know, The Last of Us, I believe, in my opinion, should have a completely new cast of characters. Specifically, main character. I think it would make it more compelling to start off with a completely new character. We have to fight enemies here. I'm not sure what we're fighting. They said a clicker pool. I don't know what the fuck that means, though. What are we looking for? What the fuck is going on? Is that chained up? Oh, it is. Okay. hate when they do that. They move out of nowhere and then it's like, fuck me, right? That worked. But we got something going on over there with that stupid ass fucking runner over there. Could be a good distraction for us though. It's the thing. Got him.
West! Fucking ambush! Think it came from back there!
Got her.
Call! Mama! On it!
We got more enemies coming. Just give it a second.
Keep up the pressure!
Shit. Damn it. He hit me. I'd much rather use the silencers, but...
Over here!
Fuck. Fuck. We're not done. We got 1, 2 enemies. Seems like. 1. And what the fuck is this? 1. It's certainly. Ooh. Hello.
Is that her? I'm on it.
Andy! I think he came from over there!
Who the fuck is that? How many bullets does this thing shoot in a clip? What, 3 or 4? 5 maybe? Where's she going? Oh, that sucks. That thing is not accurate at all, bro. Jesus. Damn it. I hate her weapon sway is horrible though. Did they kill her? I'm getting tired of fighting the same person over and over and over and over and over. go. Now we only got one more. But they're fucking costing me a lot of ammo, man. That is the issue here. Should I go, like, running out like a crazy fuck, maybe? We got one rag, we have to make it count. For a change, I guess I'll use one of these. I don't ever use them. I highly regret ever having gotten the upgrade for that. They never seem to be of use. Maybe there's some use to them, I don't know. We'll have to see. A lot of good stuff around. Dead. That's a whole house filled with them. And I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to be, but... Is it hitting? What are we hitting at, bro? Hit her. I don't know what we're doing. Shit. Can't run towards him. Here we go. Watch out. Kill him. I think we got him. For the most part, I think. Not everything is dead, but at least we could loot this area. What the fuck is that over there? We definitely have more company. I just want to make sure we got this base out. That's what's the most important right now. And to restock on bullets. I need bullets. A new... We need bindings. We got a lot of items to pilfer up. bindings is hands down one of the most important things for her, though. That I could tell you. One of the most important things for her. I hear infected down there. Clickers, actually. But Ellie could stealth kill, so remember that. That's a good thing. If you have a silencer, that is. I wonder if they'll keep us, if they'll let us be so long as we don't bother anyway. There's another enemy over there too, it seems like. Some health patch. 40 health has been recovered. But remember, damage is done generally in shots of 5. So take 5 damage per shot. I don't think there's anything less than that. It'd be hard to believe. We still need more bindings, huh? I don't ever use these, but I guess I can make it. It stuns things though, so it could help, I suppose. I need bindings. What else do we got? Is that a baton? Don't think I need a baton right now. There's a shit ton of items over there. But I think we're gonna have to deal with clicker. Clickers, maybe? Possibly. We still got 2 more hits on this, but it does a lot more damage than this would ever do. So hold on to this for now. Does more damage than that anyway, so. Is that an axe though? Hold on. That's an axe. Never mind, the axe will do more damage. It's got 3 hits, it'll probably do equivalent damage to the other one. If we could bind it, that'll make it better. What the fuck is that? We got enemies this way, upstairs are human enemies. So before progressing any further, another human enemy over there. And a pool with 2 clickers, I think. So we got a binding finally? One would assume that would be the best bet, but this is actually not a bad idea. I'd like to take a look. And if there's anything else around, by all means. But I have to look. Let me see something. We're looking for a Rattler's letter. Since most of the enemies are upstairs as we speak at the moment, it seems like downstairs is relatively clear, with most enemies being upstairs. Dead. They're starting to make their way downstairs, so that's the thing.
We lost another one! Search the compound. Can't have gone far.
Okay. Dead. You almost kind of forget that Ellie could do that because it's been such a long time. But I think we got rid of. I think we're good. I think we just have the clickers in the pool. That's about it. And I think we're good. I think. I can't be 100%. It's my first playthrough, but... A baton, that's got 5. Not sure yet. Well, actually, I think it'd be a good idea to now renew the axe, because the axe is actually not bad. I think it does a little for the axe in terms of Well, I don't know. I don't see anything in the axe. See, I see a blade on the side there, but in terms of damage, I think the axe is self-sufficient, does as much damage as possible. I don't think you can increase the damage on the axe, you know, any more than it already is. What else we got? I'll deal with those clickers after I collect what I need to collect here. There's a baton, but batons aren't like, yeah, not as good as an axe though. Axes are pretty deadly. What was that? See, there's two clickers in a pool down there. What the fuck they're doing, I don't really know. It just seems like there's tons of items around here. Revolver ammo, a full canister, and rifle ammo. And more items this way, it seems. What's this? Another baton, right? A lot of shit, man. I think those are health packets, which is definitely useful. Each patch generally heals 20 HP. It restores 20 health. There we go. And look at all this stuff here. Explosives. Submachine gun. We need ammo. That's useful. And the clip I think can hold 10 rounds, which is pretty good. I can hold 6 rounds per clip. Clip capacity would be 6. That's because I almost fully upgraded this. The shotgun. And we have an upstairs too. Alright, whatever you do, don't go over the balcony, or else you'll get fucked out of this area. I wouldn't mind to finish looting anything that we can use. Revolver ammo. And the clip can hold 6 rounds, so what's this? Jenny to Jenny. Sending along some extra beef, grapefruit, and potatoes I just got. They've been impressed with how many strays I've captured and wanted to reward me. We're seeing the best crop we've had since we settled here. Please make sure my mom gets fatty cuts. She looked too skinny last time I saw her. From Pat. Whatever the fuck that is. A Rattler's letter home. Rifle. Is it a baseball bat? It's not as good as an axe, but it's got more durability, but there's a baseball bat. I generally like to grab them so that they don't show up on the radar, and then just take back what I had. That's a rag. There's a way forward that way, but what's that noise? Stuff over there. Not sure what though. We should be safe for now. How the fuck did we get in here anyway? This place is a right mess. Alright, so I think we should go on over to kill those clickers over by the pool. They're chained up, though. What harm could they possibly, be if they're chained? Doesn't seem like there'd be much harm at all, actually. Unless they could break from the chains. Which they might be able to. How did I miss that? Are you kidding me? Really? Come on, hit the head, man. You suck. Ah, forget it. She's not good when it comes to her ability in weapon sway, I know that much. These things move around a lot too, that's another thing. move around a real lot. They're constantly moving around. Alright, now we're free to just loot and scavenge everything. What the fuck is that? Hey, we don't want to go that way yet. Because I think that's the way forward. Ooh, a machete. If I can get what I need to improve the machete, that would be ideal. It's unfortunate because I improved this already, but machetes are better. Explosive arrow, nice. I probably should have used that originally, but I didn't. Another canister. A full rag. A tomahawk. And the tomahawk has 6 durability of 6. And the machete has a durability of 7. That should be the way forward, though. If I'm correct, I think it is. The fuck was that? What's this? Some more arrow ammunition. And I don't know what the fuck that is. But I don't think I'm gonna observe it yet. There's still too much to just go and ditch it. It doesn't seem like a good idea. What's this? Explosives, bindings, and some other thing. Arrow, right? I think we're safe from enemies right now, though. That's a baton. The fuck was that? Should I just pick it up? Let's pick it up. And then pick up the machete. Lock and load. Lock and load. A submachine gun. Nice. Good amount of rifle ammunition, which is good. The fuck is that? two things over here. Tomahawk. What was that? What did we loot? What was that? I have no idea what we just looted. Is it a supplements or parts? What was that? It was just triangle, but nothing. We didn't really get anything. Is it a key? It was probably a key. Had to have been a key. I'm assuming it was a key, bro. So let's see what's over by those two clicker dipshits. What is that? It must be the lock or something like that in order to let them loose, I guess. We could have used them, I guess, to kill the enemies. I think that's the way that works. Exploding arrows. What the fuck are they talking about, though? There's gonna be a stack of blue chairs that will lead us into our next section, the beach. Then we'll have a boss fight. And that it also leads to the epilogue. Alright. Let's see. Something over here. Isn't that just the same thing we had? Alright, well, I think we have to go this way. I think. Probably. But maybe not, I don't know. We have to get to the area with the blue chairs, wherever that is. It's locked. That's weird. I'm pretty sure this is the way, though. So let's keep it moving. We're full. We are full. We're looking for blue chairs. Alright, let's go this way. A baseball bat. Look at that. Okay. And it looks like we got more stuff over here.
What the hell's going on here? We're under attack! Come on, let's go!
Nasty.
Push forward!
We got a lot of enemies on our ass.
Push it!
Shit.
Die, fucker! You're fucking next!
Oh god.
She's running! Cole! Peter down! Yeah! God damn it! Motherfucker! You're dead, fucker! Keep it up! Gotcha!
Oh shit. Get him. There we go. Step on his head. That could help, I guess.
out there.
It seems relatively peaceful, but no, I'm not sure. I'm not 100%. I do know there's items we need, though. There'll probably be more in the house. That's my guess. Brick. Actually fight someone with a brick if you wanted to. Is that an axe? That was the only issue, is that I was so used to using Ellie for a good while until we actually, I mean Abby, until we actually had to use Ellie again. There's some items in the house, but I'm pretty sure more may come outside. I don't know. What's this? What is that? Who knows? I just want to re-loot everything we have and we need. We got alcohol, some alcohol there. What I notice is there is no supplements. I haven't found any supplements so far. Let's reload. Just reload, 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 reload. Bindings, so important for her. That's an understatement. Some more alcohol. 75. 3/4, I guess. That's a health pack, I think. Health packet. Which restored 20 health. Full rag, quarter canister, and bindings. A full binding. That's actually pretty good. Half explosive. What else we got here? I don't know. Well, could upgrade that axe. Or we could make blast arrows. I think the axe is probably the best bet, to be honest. That or a blast arrow. I'll reinforce the axe for now. Oh boy. Although explosive arrows are amazing. Might as well switch that with the submachine gun. Doesn't seem to do a lot of damage really, but it's silent, which helps. And there's not too much weapon sway with it. The SMG. We get the SMG much later in the game, actually. Practically towards the end. Is there anything else around? Oh no. Well, it sounds like there is, but I don't really know where to look. Oh boy, okay. So, where the oh, okay, that's the way forward. That's the blue chairs. I'm trying to see what the hell it is. Oh, there's something over here. A binding. Yes, sweet. Wouldn't that require a blade and an explosive and a binding to make an explosive arrow? You would think. You can craft 2 arrows with this. With a binding and a blade. But that's a lot more useful, so I think I'd stick with that. I hate it when you can hear something but you don't see it. The fuck is it that I'm listening to? Is it even anything I really need, or is it just bullshit? Hello? It's probably just bullshit. I can't imagine it being anything really important. All these fucktards are dead. The rattlers. I wonder what the deal is with those rattlers anyway. Why are they trying to get people as hostages and stuff? What's the deal? What are they trying to do? What was that? Did you hear that? That must be the way forward. Oh wow, cool, full blade. It's actually worth it. And now we gotta go, towards the doors, I think. This says that it's the way forward, but it could be this door also, maybe. I think we'd maybe go down this way, probably, possibly. Yep. Yeah, it seems more like it. A lot more likely. Thus will trigger a cutscene, so just be ready. And yeah. That'll probably end my broadcast for this time. Alright. Remember guys, I'm not using the enemy scanner, I'm only using the item scanner. Because it really helps in terms of saving time. It's a big time waster when you're going all over the place looking for items. The item sonar item finder is really useful. Alright, this is the way. I think. Oh. Holy shit. Oh. Definitely killer. Wow. That was fucked up.
Where's Abby? She's back.
She's back.
Don't put that fucking thing in me.
Hey. Abby tried to escape. She's down in the pillars.
She just saved your life.
Pillars?
Down to the beach. You won't miss it.
She's bit.
Probably already dead.
Yo, get going. Get going. She just saved your life, so just let her live. If you think she's gonna turn or whatever, or you know she's gonna turn, then just let her turn. But just mind, you know, just keep on moving, brother. Wow. Alright, flashlight. Okay. So we can't miss it. So I'm gonna probably pick this up in my next broadcast, our final confrontation. Until then guys, I hope you enjoy the broadcast and I hope you enjoy the video in days to come. So basically I hope you enjoyed the broadcast for whoever viewed, and please enjoy this as a regular video for basically just a playthrough on The Last of Us 2, chapter I think it's 9, Santa Barbara, the resort. As I always say, really, it's a broadcast, but it's also up there for your viewing pleasure. Anyway, guys, you know, keep it gaming, keep it real, keep it safe. And, yeah. As always, I hope you'll enjoy my next broadcast, and please join me next time. And yeah, that'll be under the name final confrontation, which is what I'm going to be covering in my next broadcast. So thanks for watching, guys. Until then, over and out.